Good afternoon. It's Saturday, October 20th, and we're ready for the sectional final match between the Geneseo Maple Leaf and the Dixon Dukes. Geneseo comes into this contest with a record of 13-5-5. Dixon comes into this contest as a #1 seed at 16-4-4. Both teams are members of the NCIC conference. They've advanced to this point by going through the tournament schedule. The other evening, Geneseo defeated Orion to get here in an overtime match 4-3, and Dixon defeated Alleman 6-2 on Thursday night in the 5 p.m. game to advance to this point. Dixon has had a very successful soccer program. They started in 1983, and they have made it to the Sweet 16 level the last 3 years in a row. They've lost to Peoria Notre Dame every season. This year, the Super Sectional will be hosted at Sherrard. We're ready to get underway here, and we'll be playing a 40-minute half, followed again by the second half, and then we have overtime provisions if needed. Drop back pass to Conrad, sent outside here to Mooney. Phil Doe puts pressure on him. Sent up nicely, Steinkoff with a chest trap. Over to Heller. Dixon puts lots of pressure on. Heller, nice pass up the sidelines, going to roll out of bounds down there. This is a field hosted by Princeton High School. Hosted by Princeton High School, and this is their home field. It's in Tiscoa, Illinois, actually. Dolschlager working hard on the far side of the field there. Drop back by Dixon there. Putting pressure up the side. Trying to turn, get the ball in. Drives across, lays it out front. Drops it back. Heads for their all-stater Phil Doe. He's working hard, trying to turn. Geneseo clears up the center. Dixon comes hard, sends it right back up. Geneseo trying to control that ball. Sent in by Dixon and easily gathered up by C.J. Gillespie. Dixon heads that ball up. Hintorn looking for an option, sends it outside wide towards Dolschlager. Ball stays in bounds. Dolschlager pushes it up the side. Ball's coming back up towards midfield. Conrad sends it up in the middle. A lot of players converge. Ball still loose. A lot of contact there, and the referee lets it all go. Ball gets sent back, and Dave Matty sends that ball up. It's going to carry out of bounds. This field, you're used to seeing our telecast for our home game. This field's smaller than Geneseo's home field. It's about 60 yards wide, 104 yards long. Ball gets sent out of bounds. There'll be a throw in for Dixon. He's looking. He's going to try to get a little drop here. Dolschlager sends that ball up towards the middle. Dixon pops it up. Ball comes loose. Phil Doe gets a chance here. Shoots, scores. And at the 38-10 mark, Dixon gets on top. Phil Doe is a senior this year, and he is an all-stater, and also his coach told me ahead of time he's been selected as an all-Midwest player as well. Coaches are advising the defenders how they want them to handle next situation if that ball comes down like that. Again, this field's a little smaller, going to be a game dominated by closer, crisper passing, and a little different than some of the things that we've seen in the past. They're readjusting the clock right now. The clock normally runs continuously, 40-minute half. And the only time the clock will stop will be after a goal is scored. They're getting it reset right now. And Geneseo will have the touch once we get underway here. If you saw one of our other broadcasts, Dixon handled Geneseo very easily on a day. It's just the opposite of this with lots of rain and cold weather. Drop back here. Kretschmar Sends that ball up here. Steinkoff goes for it, goes down. Again, going to see a lot of close quarters work here. Coble does a nice job of stealing the ball. Sending it out here towards Heller. Lots of speed from the Dixon defender. Sends the ball up on the outside. It's going to carry out of bounds. It's got a nice surface here. The grass is in good shape. It's a soccer-specific field. And there we go. Maddie gets a nice throw in up there. Lots of close quarter passing there. Dolschlager working on the diagonal. Tries to get the pass in there. Ball comes loose. Coble gets a rip. It's going to bound off of him. It still stays in bounds. It's going to come just inside the corner flag for a throw-in. Coble gets ready to throw. Conrad coming hard across there. A lot of action in the box, trying to get an advantage. Ball gets sent out of bounds. This will be a first corner kick of the contest. Ball got sent out by Dixon, or by a defending team, so it becomes a corner kick. Steinkoff's getting the ball set in the arc. You can see the players setting up in the box. Drives that ball low and hard. Still alive. Coble gets a shot, and it's going to carry over the bar. This will be a goal kick situation now, since the attacking team put the ball over the end line. Dixon keeper comes up, sets it on the 6-yard stripe. Players drop and get ready. We just have a mild cross breeze from our back. And again, they set it outside. Going to try to just control and possess the ball, bring it up the field, waiting for pressure from midfielders and forwards. Dixon sends that ball way up now. Carries down, and it rolls out of bounds finally. Geneseo throw, sets up here to Mooney. Mooney gets a nice pass up there, coming through. Walheim off the Dolschlager on the side. A lot of contact and tripping. Coming across hard to the ball. And the referee warns Phil Doe. It's a really poor choice on his part. If he gets red carded out of this game, he not only does Dixon play short for this, he would also not be able to play. If they win, he won't be able to play on Tuesday. Ball gets sent in. Gillespie handles it easily. You'd think a senior player would show a little more judgment than that. Ball gets punted out right towards our camera, and it's going to carry out of bounds. Get ready for a Dixon throw in by Webb. Throws the ball deep towards the box. Mooney gets a head on it and carries out of bounds again. This field's narrow, so as he gets ready, he's going to take a running start at this throw in, try to get way into the box. Nicely placed. Headed out there by Maddie. Dixon comes on hard to it. Conrad trying to cut off the angle. Dolschlager jumps in there nicely. Dixon comes across, possesses the ball. Goes hard to the ball. And they're going to call that as a throw-in. Throws it back quickly. Gets a chest trap. Sends it back up to the side. Man gets around him. Comes driving across. Headed out there nicely by Mooney. Coble goes hard to the ball. Dixon's going to drop it. Coble goes hard. And Dixon works that ball nicely around the side. Crosses it across the middle. Dolschlager, excellent defensive header there. Conrad goes hard. While we get a little chance here, we are missing Archie Williams, one of our regular starters. Unless he's on crutches. And that's going to affect us some on our depth here. He's been a great contributor all season. Dixon gets his throw in right underneath our camera position. Does a soft chest trap here and goes hard to it, and that one's going to be called again Dixon's direction. Again, the throw in right underneath us. Very long throw to the corner. Bounces off, and again, it's ruled to come off Geneseo, be Dixon throw again. Look to see this young man take a long throw, takes a short drop here to Doe, sends it back, drills it across the center. Dolschlager sends it out. Dixon gets a foot on it. Dolschlager goes hard nicely over here to Conrad. See who can turn this ball. Heller gets a chance to get a foot on it. Goes for a diagonal pass. And Dixon, kind of first time they've misplayed that. Coble gets a quick drop in here for Hintarn. Neal tries to get a shot, deflects off Dixon, scooped up by the keeper. Nice punt. It's going to carry out here, looking into the sun for that. Again, Mooney gets position. Kretschmar works his man off there. Dave Maddie sends that ball high into the crowd. Quickly re-entered here by Dixon. Tries for the quick drop. Ball gets dropped back. Sends his man, saw the signal there, sending him on the diagonal. Does a nice job trying to drill it across. Geneseo steps in. Maddie looks, clears. Dixon has a chance, lets it bounce by. Conrad comes hard. Heller sends it up here for Steinkoff. Great speed, lots of running here. Dixon combines here, tries to hip the man off the ball. Dixon keeps possession. Coble goes hard to the ball. Hinthorn gets a foot on it, sent up there nicely. Kretschmar, a lot of combinations, a lot of skilled players here. Nice cutback move by Maddie. And ball's going to get called far direction here. And we're going to get a stoppage of time. Stoppage of time. Referee Osborne calling him over.
You don't tell your teams, get their stuff together. That's it. Got it, guys? Hey, you guys got the message?
First time I've seen that where he's actually stopped the game, advised players play it clean or he's going to start yanking the cards. And this is a very experienced referee. He's worked state championship matches before, and I'm sure you'll start seeing yellow and red cards come flying. Yeah, which would really be too bad for any of these players to lose their chance at the next game here. Ball was well sent in there. Goes hard to the ball. Walheim going hard. It's going to get sent out here. Phil Doe gets a chance over here. Tries to work his way back around. Nice little heel move. Combines there. Goes hard to the ball. Gets up. A lot of hard contact. Nice move by Coble here. Probably was out of camera range, but deflected that off the Dixon player. Walheim and Doe go hard to it. Carries out of bounds. It's going to be ruled Dixon ball. Nice long throw. Maddie gets foot on it, sends it back, and it's going to carry out of bounds. Dixon goes for the drop back, trying to kind of work and use the angle here a little bit. Sends a long pass up this way. A little surprising in a way. Dixon usually is a possession team. Kind of surprised they're going for the long strike here. Walheim is going to have to go hard to recover here. Does a nice little cutback. Punches that up here towards Hinthorn. Looking to feed through there. A lot of people just getting a toe on it, but not quite getting a chance to control here. Mooney sends that ball over here. Nice head there by Dixon. Maddie touches that ball outside. Ball's going to stay inbounds. Ball has completely crossed the stripe. Go out of bounds, and trip called on Dixon. And be direct free kick here. Dave Maddie has a great leg. Wouldn't be surprised to see him send this almost to the penalty box here. Geneseo might be trying to sort of dummy him by setting up a little closer than what he can actually kick that ball. Nice driven ball. See if anybody can get to it. Dixon gets a head on it. It's going to go out of bounds. Far sideline over there. Got a nice crowd from both schools. And again, we're at Tiscoa, Illinois today. Kretschmar sends that back for Dolschlager. Working hard through the middle there. Dolschlager coming across. See a chance here. Both teams, you can see the experience and why these teams are at sectional level. The shots are going to be few and far between today. Ball's going to be called out of bounds, be Geneseo throw. Dave Maddie gets a nice long throw here. Dolschlager going hard to it. It's going to roll out of bounds. Little quick drop throw here. Dixon waiting for an opportunity, heads us over this way, trying to get some ladder passing going up. Ball's going to deflect and be Geneseo's. See Geneseo's playing Phil Doe very tight over there. We've got 28 minutes left in the first half. Maddie gets ready. It's a nice throw. Headed by Dixon. Good effort there. Real crowded work over there. Ball gets threaded through. Dave Maddie goes hard to it. A lot of players going hard. Going to have to clear that ball. Hinthorn sends that up here. Steinkoff tries to get a heel on it. Dixon gets there first. Hinthorn, nice job feeding that back up. Ball pops high. Players converge. Ball drops. Walheim pops it up again. Conrad comes across for it. And Conrad kind of owns that vertical space, is why they call that on the Dixon player there. Gonna spot that ball up right here, and this is a direct free kick. This almost would be within Dave Maddie's range if he wanted to try for a corner here. Players are setting up on the 18. Kind of working their way back and forth. We'll see if we're going to go for a header here. Dave lays the ball up there nicely. Dixon gets a hit on it. Walheim gets a chance to collect it. Hinthorn comes across there. Walheim trying to keep it alive. Dixon punches it up here. Got kind of a 3-on-3 break coming back. Offside call. Going for that long header try there for Phil Doe, and it drops short on him. Also, he was in offside position, so the ball gets spotted at that point is why you're seeing it there. Dixon with a 1-0 lead. Dave Maddie comes up, sends that ball nicely. A lot of players converge, comes out. Coble, nice ball outside. Steinkoff's going to push it down hard to the corner, see if he can get across. He does. And it's just a little too deep. Dolschlager goes hard, but it's a good idea by Steinkoff there. Just carried a little too far on him. We'll see if Dixon uses a short little drop over to the side again. They do on that goal kick. Again, they're just trying to possess that ball, send that up here. Vidal gets a chest trap, sends it over here, number 15. Coble has gone down, is limping on his ankle there. Dave Maddie goes hard to the ball. Coble seems like he shook that off. This will be Dixon throw. Throws it out to the center here. Just looking for his options, drops it back. Forward's midfielders give him some pressure. Try and get that combination. Mooney shoots that ball right back up. Ball's going to the far side, and Dolschlager, great effort to keep it in. Comes around, pushing, trying to get position there. Heller takes possession of the ball, drops it back here to Conrad. Some nice patience shown. Back up here, Dolschlager cuts it back, see if we can get the cross. Dixon goes really hard to the ball, and there will be a good slide tackle there to keep him from getting that cross. Good solid defense by Dixon. Conrad works over there for the throw in. Throws it into the box towards Heller, tries to get a foot on it. Dolschlager, oh, great deflection save by the Dixon keeper. It's the best shot we've had so far. Ball comes up through the middle. Maddie's going to have a chance to collect this ball. Dave sends that ball up the center. Heller gets a flick on it. Dixon pounds it up the middle again. Phil Doe going hard across the way here, trying to get his chance. Coming in hard. Shoots. Oh, tough break for Gillespie. Just went down and just snuck it under his leg. Put that ball, just, you can see why he's all state and heavily recruited by several Division I colleges. Dixon takes a 2-0 lead, and we're at 23:43 left in the first half. This be kind of a chance now. Dixon gotten the lead, but Geneseo's been putting some things together. See if they can hold their concentration here, and they still have 63 minutes of soccer to play. See what they can put together here. Conrad drops that back, sends it back towards Heller. Dixon intercepts. A lot of close quarters work again today. It's a little narrower field than usual. Ball gets popped up on the outside. Dixon heads that ball, still is in play. Dolschlager cuts it back, clears it nicely. Somebody's going to have to work hard to get there. Dixon gets there, pumps that down towards the corner, and boy, nice effort. Dixon kept it in. Looked for sure he's going out. And this will be the corner kick opportunity, I believe. Nope, going to be goal kick. Goal kick for Geneseo. Maddie will spot that ball up there on the 6. And go ahead and try to drive this ball out of here. So far, neither team has made any substitutions. Ball comes out hard. Mooney kind of wheels on it, sends it up here. Garrick Wayne, here I just said they've made no substitutions. Garrick Wayne has come in. Working back towards the inside. Maddie goes hard. Ball gets deflected, and we're going to be called offside position. Dave Maddie spots this ball up. We have about 22 minutes to go in this first half. Looks things over. Is going to drive this ball out of there. Got great depth on that one. Garrick Wayne steps in hard. Comes across. Kretschmar. And I will say that since the referee stopped and warned both teams, the game's been played, still played hard, but it's being played cleaner, which is good to see. Dave spots this ball up, and people are respecting his distance. They're really dropping back. Gets great flight on that ball. Dixon goes up hard for the ball. Garrick Wayne tries to keep it in. He does. Drives it. And ball cranks away from the Dixon keeper. Nobody there. He's going to control it with his feet. Waiting for somebody to come in and make him pick it up. Throws the ball out this time. Headed by Dixon nicely. Henthorn cuts it. Looking for the feed here. Number 12's got good speed. Dave Maddie picks him up. Steps around him. Wide open there. Kind of working the ball outside. Dixon still keeps it alive. 11 gets a chance. Slide tackle there. Now both teams starting to build down here. Good try to redirection there by Dixon. That's good, quick, hard pass.
Next opportunity. You guys got to. Shake it up there.
Coaches trying to get the boys step their level of play up a little bit more. We got 20 minutes left in this 40-minute first half. Dave Maddie drives that ball out of there. Good distance. Dixon gets a hit on it. Nicely done by Mooney. Deflects that ball. Ball gets sent across nicely by Dixon. Sent across again. Gillespie comes out and grabs that. Dixon's starting to get some combination passing put together. Steinkoff goes for the heel flick or move there. Heller trying to get pressure on the defender. Great speed shown by Dixon. Circles back. Good patience and discipline by the player. Dolschlager tries to get the head up there. Hard collision on the side. Ball still alive. Mooney tries to force Doe to change direction. They get to combine there with Maddie, clear it out. He's got to send that ball sooner. Referee getting a lot of advice from the crowd, and the ball's still alive here. Conrad tries to get it across. It's going to carry over the end line. The goal kick for Geneseo. Got Walheim coming back on here. Coming on for Dave Matty. Garrick Wayne's going to drop back and take this goal kick. Walheim has played a lot of the deep sweeper position. Matty's off the field, working his way back around. Garrick Wayne drives this ball out of there. Good hard distance on it. Dixon gets to the ball first. Conrad sends the ball up. Sends it back to the keeper. He's got to work it with his feet since his player passed to him with his feet. Good pressure by Blaine. Garrick Wayne going in towards the middle. Dixon gets a chance to look it over. Phil Doe's offside again. Everybody kind of spots up here.
Keep switching, Heller. You and Luke.
Deflected there by Dixon. Ball gets sent back up here by Dixon. Garrick Wayne coming over hard to it. Sends that ball back up. Hinthorn passes through. Heller stepping. Sends that ball up on the side. Hinthorn trying to pressure the man. Steps sideways on it. Sends the ball up. Deflects off Heller. Should be a Dixon throw in here on the side. He's waiting for a player, for one of his players to show for him. He makes a long throw instead. Garrick Wayne steps in there, heads it down, goes out of bounds. Dixon gets ready for a throw again. And he's going for the long throw, right towards the center of the field. Dolschlager controls, cuts back through two Dixon players. Nice touch pass up here to Hinthorn, to Conrad. Working outside here. Kretschmar trying to pick up number 12, force him to the outside. He cuts on him. Misplay by Dixon. Kretschmar gets a chance to recover. Cuts it in. Boy, good individual work by both players there. Walheim comes around, drills it. Headed up there nicely by Dixon. Oh, see what happens here. Trying to set the ball outside. Dixon keeps it in. Gotta get pressure on the ball. Gillespie grabs that thing. Gillespie punts the ball out. Garrick Wayne looking into the sun, does a good job. Heller comes across. Dolschlager. Geneseo trying to build something here, see if they can get some passes. Oh, lost a chance there. Ball gets sent up. And Geneseo is going to just be left to comfortably gain possession of that ball. Sends it up here. Dixon steps in. Ball gets laid across. Gillespie, he's got great soft hands, just gathered that ball in. A lot of Dixon players coming on if he'd missed it. Ball gets sent out here to the side. Hinthorn off to the races, seeing what he can get. Ball's going to carry off to the side on him. Just looking to send it the other way and didn't get a chance. Heller forces the keeper to pick the ball up. Looks to throw, decides it's going to punt instead. And great distance on that punt. It probably carried 65 yards in the air. Comes off the head of the Geneseo player, so Gillespie can pick that ball up. Wind's kind of picking up here. It's kind of coming a little from our right to left. And ball hangs up in the wind. Players fly through there. And Dixon pushes the ball up hard on the side. Good speed here from 21. Matched pretty nicely by Hinthorn. Slide tackle, take that ball away. Bleen looking to drop. A little soft on a touch there. Trying to keep a lot of pressure here. Kretschmar through a lot of traffic. Hinthorn sends off to the side there for Conrad and Dolschlager, and Dixon's going to gather that ball up. So far they're in onside position. Nice job by Mooney. Deflects. Gillespie gets that ball. Rolls us out here for Dolschlager. Dribbles up the side. Dixon gets a toe on it. Dolschlager working his way right up the field. Good hard effort. Dixon coming the other way. Ball sent. He's way offside. For as experienced as Dixon is, they really get a lot of offside calls. They're trying to get that quick break and kind of understand that, but they sure get a lot of offside calls during the game. Garrick sends that ball up. Ball pops around in the air several times, deflects. Dixon chest trap, tries to keep the ball in, heads over here towards Conrad. Conrad drills the ball up that direction and got a hustle for it. Dixon out of bounds. Good effort by Dixon player trying to keep that alive. Got substitutions coming in. We've got Adam Job and Dave Matty coming in. Steinkoff coming off for a little bit. And Conrad for a little breather. Looks like Job is going to play central midfield and moving some people around here. Job and Matty playing central midfield positions. And okay, Geneseo gets throw in here. Dave Matty working over to the side to throw that ball in. He's got a little bit of wind behind him. See if they can get a chance for a header or some opportunity to score here. Movement. Ball pops nicely. Dolschlager goes hard to it. Ball comes loose. Blaine comes back for it. A lot of pressure. Dixon sends that up. Walheim going for a diagonal pass. Mooney. Walheim slips. Good recovery on his part to get up like that to recover. Ball sent up. Dixon works back nicely. Again, pass off the feet. He has to use his feet, the keeper does. Dixon and Joe working on the far side, still in. Dixon comes hard to the ball. Walheim goes hard to it, deflects off Walheim, and be Dixon's throw. Dixon goes for a little foot trap there by Doe. He's working individually on Mooney. Drops it back here, sends it across the middle. Gary Quain, a little touch out here for Mooney. Clears up the side and into the crowd. Dixon looking to settle. Dolschlager gets pressure on it. The other man comes across quickly, sends that ball up, and it's going to carry out of bounds. We're getting a wind shift here. Looks like Geneseo will have the wind at their back for the second half. Dave Mandy working up through the middle there, through a lot of traffic. Dolschlager comes back, tries to get the heel move for Job. Job keeps the ball alive. Dixon working towards the side. Job, and going to have a goal kick. We have about 10.5 minutes left in the first half. Again, we're playing the sectional championship game. Winner moves on to the super sectional on Tuesday. Dixon sends that ball out, gets a head on, off to the side, chest trap. Ball sent up nicely. Looking for the cross. Ball comes through, turns, deflects off Geneseo, and there'll be a corner kick situation. Dixon, to this point, still hasn't realized it's a corner. And one of their big defenders comes up to enter this corner kick. You can see that flag over there in the corner. There's a 1 yard arc down below there. He can place the ball anywhere he wants in there. Gives a little quick drop here. Looking to drive it in, get the close cross. Ball's across. Oh, good opportunity. Dixon missed a chance there. It's a nice variation there, Dixon. You're kind of expecting that ball to get sent out, and they do the short little one and bring the ball in close. Gary Quain drives that ball out of there. Ball comes through the middle. Hintorn Dixon. Neal looks for a pass upside. Heller looking for the combination, sends it up here towards Bleen. Sends the ball across, trying to get the cross, carries into Dixon keeper. Again, nice punt with this wind at his back. Ball carries through. Walheim comes off his head, which allows Gillespie to pick the ball up. You can see this field feels short. And it feels small with the building on the far side there. Job goes hard to it, and the ball's going to carry out of bounds, be Geneseo's throw. Got Steinkoff ready to come back in, going to give Heller a little rest. And we also have Ford coming in for Mooney, give Mooney a little bit of a rest. Mooney's done a great job on field goal, and it's quite a challenge to cover an all-state, all-Midwest player. Maddie goes hard for the ball. A lot of bodies over there. Job trying to get the ball up. Dixon comes across. And we're going to be spotted for a free kick back here. If you wonder why there's a delay call in soccer, there's what's called advantage. He's waiting to see if Dixon had a scoring advantage. Ball gets put back in play quickly. A little cross combination here. Dolschlager tries to put pressure on the passer, and it works. Maddie gets a chance here, sends a diagonal pass for Steinkoff, forces Dixon to send that ball. It's going to head for the side, and it will be a throw-in situation. Again, just that little extra effort there by Dolschlager turned what looked like an easy Dixon opportunity the other direction. Got Conrad and Coble coming back in, Bleen stepping off the field, and Dolschlager gets his first rest of the first half. Dave Maddie gets that throw in there, ball's loose in front, a lot of bodies around. Hinthorn gets a rip, it gets deflected. Hinthorn gets another chance to get a leg on it, deflects off Dixon again. And Dixon goes for the longer clear. Garrick Wayne tries to get control of this on the side. He lays it back towards the middle. Ball popping around. Maddie comes in hard, and that'll be a free kick situation. Again, the Dixon player owns that vertical space. Dave came through it, and ball gets spotted down there. Be a free kick here. And kind of give it that little lucky lift there. And drives that ball nicely down the field. Brett Ford gets a hit on it. These guys are kind of looking into a fairly bright sun there. Ball's going to carry out of bounds. Be Geneseo's ball. Quick throw in here. Maddie gets a chance to settle this. He's got pressure coming on. Ball gets driven back up here by Dixon. Nice foot trap by Phil Doe. Heel pass back here. Brokaw from Dixon sends the ball across the field. Dixon gets a chance to build something here. See if Joe can slow things down. Ball comes across. Dixon misses on that chance for the volley. Like the way Dixon, though, if you could see the man directing where he wanted his man to go for the pass. And this will be a corner kick situation. Dixon's going to drop it down there. Brokaw down there in the corner. And we'll see they have a man set up short, but they also have almost everybody set up on the far side of the box. With the wind at his back, I expect them to drive this ball across. Players break, ball gets entered, goes all the way through. And Dixon gets that ball back across. Gillespie goes hard for it, ball still loose. Bodies crashing around, and this will be a goal kick. Again, you can see on that corner kick with the narrowness of this field, the way the ball just kind of carried basically to the far side of the field. Garrick Wayne looks, sends the ball up. Dixon gets the ball first. Walheim steps in there nicely, sends the ball up here towards Steinkoff, tries to get chest trap. Good battle between Steinkoff and the Dixon player. And be Geneseo throw. We've got subs ready to come back in. And Kretschmar is going to get his first chance to rest a little bit as Mooney comes back on the field. A couple excellent senior defenders there. Had great seasons, good careers here for Geneseo. Job with the throw towards the center there. Touch there by Garrick Wayne. Garrick sends the ball up towards the center there. Conrad tries to control. Ball's kind of loose in the center. Walheim comes up nicely. Garrick Wayne gets the flick. And the Geneseo throw. Mooney again gets a chance to make this throw in. We have about 3 minutes left in this first half. Be nice if Geneseo could sneak one on the board here before the first half ends. Nice long throw by Mooney. Dixon heads that ball. And this would be almost like a corner kick situation here. We'll see Garrick Wayne's going to go enter that ball. Expect to see him spot that in there about the 12-yard mark. Ball gets entered. A lot of traffic towards it. Conrad tries to turn. Dixon clears. And ball bounces back over his head. Nice calm move there by Mooney. Brett Ford looking for passing opportunity. Drills the ball towards the keeper, and keeper grabs that ball. Dixon punts this ball at the wind at his back, and wow, what great distance that thing has. Walheim lays his head on there. Dixon gets that ball down on the ground. Dixon goes up for the ball again. Job goes hard. Muscles a man off. Dixon sends that ball up this way. Ball stays in bounds. Phil Doe cuts that back at Walheim. Nice little touch move. Plays it safe, sends it out of bounds. Dixon looks like they're looking for the long throw here as well, but they're not setting up for it. Walheim gets there first. Ball stays alive. Dave Maddie gets a chance to send it back out here towards Job, and tough bounce and carries out of bounds. Dixon with a quick throw to the side, drops it back for the thrower. Ball's going to carry out of bounds there in front of the crowd, be Geneseo's ball. We're down to about 1 minute and 20 seconds in this first half. A long throw by Maddie. Conrad goes hard for the ball, and it's a tough situation. Conrad's holding his head. Number 3 from Dixon really took a shot to the face. Ball gets popped in the air. Gets settled down there. It's time stoppage. Ball's in the air. They're going to spot the ball down there for a free kick. Again, looks like he kind of advises both players. It's sort of the way the game's played, and not to worry about the contact. Dixon here gets kind of a nice little opportunity here. It's 1 minute left to go. Ball's driven deep. Gillespie way out there to the top of the 18 to get possession of that. Well played. Nice punt here. Ball bounces. Dixon trying to get control. Steinkopf feeds for Conrad. Looks to the outside. Looks like a handball, and it was. Spot this ball up. If he gets his shot off here in a hurry, he's got 30 seconds. Dixon gets a chance to set up their defense. Gets a signal, go ahead, shoot on net from the coaches. And here we go. Nice shot, and gathered in well by the Dixon keeper. Dixon punts this ball out. Brett Ford heads it back up. Walheim sends the ball deep. And we're down here. That's the end of the first half. Dixon with the 2-0 lead in this sectional final. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
This Geneseo Channel 50 telecast is sponsored in part by Brian Garnett, Mike Hamer, and Eric Goff of A.G. Edwards, Alexander Lumber and Home Center, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery. Becker & Becker Plumbing, Heating, Cooling. Central Bank, Geneseo. Co-op Decorating Center. Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Insurance and Financial Services. Geneseo Dairy Queen. Tom and Doug Curran of Edward Jones. Geneseo Banking Center. Geneseo Municipal Electric Utility. Geneseo Telephone Company. Goodrich Equipment, your local John Deere dealer. Hammond Henry Hospital. Hazelwood Homes. IDC Tech Center. The Roma Pizza, Iron Kettle Restaurant, and Sam's Ultimate Car Wash and Laundromat. Mediacom. Northside Rexall Drugs. ProTech Auto Body. Turpins of Geneseo, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Chevy, Olds. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this Geneseo Channel 50 telecast.
Okay, we're getting ready to get underway here for the second half of this sectional final contest between Dixon and Geneseo. Dixon is wearing the home white since they're the higher seed. They're seeded number 1 out of the teams in this Class A sectional. And Geneseo is wearing their away green since they're the number 3 seed. And we're underway. Dixon pounds the ball down to the corner. Let their outside midfielder see if he can get there first. Dolschlager comes across, tries to contain the man, sends the ball back across the middle for Dixon. They drop it back. Dave Matty comes hard to the ball, goes hard through it, and Dixon pushes that out of bounds. We'll see what type of adjustments that Coach Schweiger and Coach King might have made at halftime, see if Geneseo can cut into this 2-0 lead. Drop back here for Dolschlager, pounds that ball up. We got a tailwind here. Heller goes hard to the ball, and Dixon keeper gathers it in. Punts the ball. Garrick Wayne goes hard to it. Again, these players are looking into a bright afternoon sun here. And ball gets pushed back. Mooney pops that ball up. Dixon pushes it outside here. Kretschmar and Hinthorn working to control their men, and they send it out of bounds. Dixon will get the throw in here on the side. Body traps that ball down, looks to lay it back. Player comes through, and ball's going to carry over the end line, big goal kick for Geneseo. Garrick Wayne's going to drop back and take that kick. Again, we switched ends at the half, and we kind of have a diagonal wind coming from behind Garrick's back here. Drives that ball, carries well out here to midfield. Dixon deflects that. Steinkopf gets a foot. Dixon turns it nicely. Push hard, keeps it in bounds, tries hard, and again, the ball's on the line. It's not out of bounds, so it's completely over. Dave Matty comes across hard, muscles his way up, sends a nice ball up here for Heller on the outside. The ball's going to carry out of bounds. Be Geneseo's throw. Kind of get a quick chance here. Push things up here, see if we can get a opportunity here. Going to get a long, hard throw. Garrick Wayne comes up. Dave Maddie does. Muscles in. Shane. Oh, goal. Shane Dolschlager comes across, gets his head on the ball at the 37-31 mark of the second half. We now have a 2-1 contest here. 37-31. And the game tightens up. Perhaps that tailwind, crosswind that we were talking about is going to make a little bit more of a difference. As well placed by him. That keeper is in good position. It just was tough. Keeper is looking directly into the sun. And let's see what goes now. The game gets tighter. Dixon, things are going to get called back. Ball gets spotted down. The referee had not blown the whistle. Now they get underway. And again, Dixon this time instead looks like they're going to work it to the outside instead of pounding it up the side. Pushes the ball up the sideline, and it's going to carry out of bounds. Be Geneseo's throw in. Hinthorn looking for the throw. Sends it way up the sideline here. Conrad flicks. Heller trying to get position. Forced the man. Gets a good pass across the center there. Walheim, nice job pushing it out of bounds. Goes hard to the ball. Dixon shields him off very well. Ball carries off his feet. Again, this field's narrower than what we play on at home all the time. Talk about that here in a minute. And Conrad comes across the center. Tries to get a pass up through the center, and Maddie coming up hard. Nobody picks him up yet. Sends it outside here for Steinkoff. Steinkoff trying to get the cross off. Dixon intercepts him. Got a battle in the corner. Trying to get the corner kick for Geneseo. They're trying to get the goal kick. A lot of pressure on the ball. Coming across the center. Deflects. See if Hinthorn can get there. Ball gets deflected, goes hard to the ball. Dixon comes on hard, trying to clear it, and he does a nice job. Carries out of bounds. Quick throw in here by Hinthorn. Conrad tries to pressure man, keep him from get the clearing pass out. Shielding Conrad off the corner. Dixon turns and sends it out of bounds. And Hinthorn is going to get the throw in here. See if we can get something else. Maddie's going to come over and take that throw. He got that great throw in the first time. He's got a tailwind behind him. They're looking for Dolschlager. And the ball goes in hard. Ball comes back. Kretschmar pounds that ball. Gets a shot. Not sure that's just a clear, but anyway, good job by Kretschmar coming up hard. Keep that pressure on down here. Dixon now gets a goal kick since it went off by the attacking team. Sets it on the 6-yard stripe. Gets ready to send this ball out. Dixon this time waits for his kick. Sends a good ball out here. They try to get their head on the ball. Crashes through the ball. Phil Doe throws an elbow. And be a free kick for Geneseo at the spot where Dave Maddie's standing. Dave's waiting to take that one. A lot of coaching advice here from Coach King, wanting players to get their positions. They're trying to pick people up. Ball gets driven in nicely. Good job by Dixon to head that ball out. Nice combination. Great speed here from number 18. Pushing the ball up the side. Kretschmar trying to contain the man. Good contest down there. Sends the ball across and stepped in there by Walheim. Great transition by Dixon. Oh, wide open goal. And they take advantage of it. 3-1 lead for Dixon. It's a well-placed cross, and Dixon capitalized at the 34:08 mark left in the second half. Dixon, we got quite a contest here today, and we'll just, Geneseo's not going to roll over, and Dixon's ready to play hard too. Everybody wants to get to the super sectional in Sherrard. Their opponent will be, whoever wins here will play either Dunlop or Peoria Notre Dame on Tuesday. Drop back here, Heller to Conrad, working for the outside. Conrad spins, having trouble get control, sends it up. Dixon gets a chance on it. Steinkoff tries to feed for Dolschlager on the outside. Good hard work there. Ball is called out of bounds. Mooney, good hard throw. Dixon punches it out of bounds again. Ball advances up this field. This field's about 104 yards long. Ball gets sent in hard there. Easy job there for the keeper this time to gather that one in. Ball punted out. Foot trap there by Doe. And Walheim goes hard to the ball. Garrick Wayne tries to send it across. Hinthorn goes for the diagonal pass, looking for Steinkoff. Luke goes hard to the ball. This will be Dixon's throw. Yeah, I think both teams feels a little good surface, but it is narrower than what they're used to playing on. Conrad, Dixon comes back, gets there first. Circles, sends that ball up here to the side. Kretschmar in a foot race, cutback move by Dixon, looking for the cross, lays it in there. Both players go down. Dixon keeps it alive, still alive, misses the bar by just inches. Good opportunity there, good hustle by a lot of players. Center referee Osborne's letting them play. The contact is allowed, and here we go. Garrick Wayne sends that ball out. Maddie tries to go for the header. Mooney comes up, sends back to Maddie. Garrick Wayne sends the ball up on the outside. Dixon gets a hit on it. Ball gets pushed up to the outside. Kretschmar and Dixon go for it, and this will be a Dixon throw-in. Dixon too at the wind at their back, may be looking for, trying to get a header here. Dave Maddie goes hard to the ball. Conrad feeds back here for Maddie. Dixon gets there first, muscles him off the ball. Maddie gets back up. A lot of players all over the place. And the card comes out for both players. Both players are sent off. And again, the Dixon player kind of took a shot. Dave retaliated. If he'd walked away from it, he would have gotten the card. Coaches are advising both players kind of cool it off here a little bit. Ball gets spotted up. Time stops when cards are assessed. You can see he's writing down numbers. He keeps track of those. If you were on the field again, get a second yellow card, you're off for the entire game. Advises both coaches to put a leash on them, and we're ready to go. Ball sent there nicely. Cleared back out of there by Dixon. Heller tries to control, pressures a man. A good move by Dixon, and sends that ball off to the side. This young man that got sent off for Dixon, I believe, usually plays their sweeper position, so I got somebody just came off the bench for him. Both players can come back in again. That'll be Dixon's throw. Both players got the yellow can come back in at their coach's discretion. We'll probably see them both after a few minutes. Ball gets sent right up the middle there. Try to go for the outside. Steinkoff going hard to it. Dixon gets there. Try and get combinations going here. Dixon gets a chance there. Steinkoff gets a little pressure on there. Ball's going up through the middle. Walheim keeps the ball alive out there. Dixon again has a 3-1 lead. And it's going to be called Geneseo's direction there with the little push trying to get to the ball. Dixon to spot the ball up here. This is a direct free kick. Sends the ball nicely, gets held up in the wind. Phil Doe gets a hit on it. Ball gets sent through, tries to get the chip over the goalkeeper. And I was watching the ball, not sure if they're calling for a direct free kick at that spot. Try to get ready to go here, and ball gets sent out on that goal kick. Dixon goes up hard for that ball. Dolschlager, lots of bodies flying around. Phil Doe comes in, gets possession. Conrad strips him of it. Steinkoff looking to get an opportunity. Quick feet. Steinkoff keeps moving hard. He gets stepped on, be direct free kick at that spot. We'll see. Looks like Mooney's going to get the opportunity here. And we'll look to see where he puts this ball. Mooney has the power to put this right on the net if he wants. And ball gets sent in. Header. Dixon clears. Mooney comes back. Boom, shot. Deflects out of there by Dixon. Some good hard shots by both teams there. Mooney, good strong throw. Looking for Steinkoff. Dixon trying to get the ball out of there. Steinkoff trying to keep it in. Ball gets sent, and ball gets stopped, and cards are starting to fly. He warned both teams. Steinkoff gets sent off, and number 18, one of Dixon's experienced defenders, comes off. Dave Matty comes on. The kind of the hazard for both teams here is if a player gets both, if a player draws 2 yellow cards, he would be ineligible for the next game.
When he grabs him and pulls him down to the ground,
Hey,
you guys
guess
gotta
what?
call that.
He was into him in the first place. When you got 2 people into you, I'm going to deal with them both.
They will mix it up, yeah.
Yes.
But I tell you what, that retaliation, when he pulls him down to the ground, can't have it.
Coach Schweigen advising the referee of his opinion. Mr. Schweigen virtually never does that during the season, and he's making the point that the Dixon player had hold of Steinkoff and pulled him to the ground. This would be a drop ball situation out in front, and push this ball up hard here. Mooney working hard trying to contain the speed of Phil Doe. He's got great speed, lays that cross over here the other side. Dixon has a tremendous team speed here, and it's part of their success they've had over the last 4 years. They've had, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, they've made it to the Sweet 16 level the last 3 years in a row. Garrick Wayne pounds that ball out of there. Chest trap by Matty, and gets a tough roll, and it carries out of bounds. Subs coming in here. Got Blaine coming in, and Fritz, I believe, for Dixon, making 2 people on. 1 person came off. I don't think they had replaced their man for the yellow card yet. That's why they had 2 people go on. Matty sends that ball up here towards Heller. Got a little bit of a chance. Takes a tough bounce on him. Dixon clears. Dixon comes back. Nice diagonal pass there. Mooney gets there first. Pops that ball. It's going to go clear over towards the team bench. Again, Dixon with a 3-1 lead. We've got 26 minutes left in this contest. Walheim goes hard to the ball. Gets pushed through. Contact allowed. Phil Doe's offside. Ball's going to be brought out here. Garrick Wayne will take the free kick. These are called indirect free kicks. If you happen to see a referee holds his hand in the air until the ball is touched by someone else, and his hand drops, somebody can score on it, and picked up. Nice job. Dixon keeper calls his man off because he had the better play. Good punt here by Dixon. Goes hard there by Coble. Sends it across here. Mooney working hard to control the ball. Sends it back up to the side. Dixon goes for a diagonal pass to Doe. Doe looking for his running mate on the far side. Coble comes around and sends the ball up. Both teams going for the power speed game right now. Dixon with the looking for the quick throw opportunity. Throws the ball to the center of the field. Nice foot control there by Dixon. Ball comes across towards Doe. It's kind of one-on-one there with Mooney. Trying to come around the corner. Stripped in there. Ball gets sent back. Keep pressure on him. Dixon building an attack here. Kind of wasted opportunity there. Dumped it in there towards our keeper. Colwell goes hard. Dixon goes hard. Pop, balls go down. Push called on Geneseo. Dixon gets the throw, or gets the kick. Ball gets pounded nicely by Dixon. Gillespie goes for it. Ball's loose. Keeper's out. And again, he's calling the contact, calling the game closer, keeping the game under control. Garrick Wayne gets ready to send this ball out. Good distance towards Maddie. David tries to turn on his man. Bumping contact, goes hard to the ball. A lot of legs tangled up in there. Mooney working hard on Doe. They come back, double him up. And tripping there as he comes back for the ball. Ball gets spotted there by Dixon. Would be to see if they go for the long diagonal push here to try to get the header opportunity. Drives that ball nicely down there. Gillespie comes out hard. Garrick Wayne gets his head on the ball. Chest trap nicely by Maddie. Pushes the ball up for Heller. Ball pops in the center. Conrad gets a head on the ball. Dave Maddie coming across. Goes hard to the ball. Bodies go down. Dixon gets the call. And up we go. Ball goes off to the side. Game's underway. Ball's driven out there by Hinthorn. Header by Dixon. Bleen going hard to the ball. Maddie sends that ball up here towards Heller. Heller 3-on-1, takes a shot, goal! All right, and the game draws to a 1-goal margin. We are at the 23-10 mark of the second half, and Dixon owns a 3-2 lead. It's a great contest today. We knew it would be a good contest. These both teams represent the NCIC very well, and however this game comes out, I'm sure they'll give the Peoria teams an outstanding match on Tuesday. Geneseo seems energized. Dixon's defense seems like it needs to get gathered here a little bit. And we're getting ready. Calls for that long pass down the side again. Walheim's going to come and clear that ball out. Dixon using that long pass like that. They do sort of push that ball down here. The man gets down there fast enough, tends to force the defender to send that ball out of bounds. Brett Ford came on after that goal. Missed who came off for him, giving people a little bit of a rest. We'll see if this game draws tighter, if Geneseo can punch another goal in or keep these guys out. Ball loose. Oh, Dixon. And as so often happens there at the 22-26 mark of the second half, as so often happens, goals in soccer come in clusters. And again, Dixon had a chance there. Ball's on the ground in front of the net. I don't think Geneseo is going to roll over and die, though. We'll see what they can do here to try to draw this within a 1-goal margin. Geneseo is dribbling the ball up, so they're going for the drop back this time. Gets punched back. Conrad doubled up. And Dixon still working hard to the outside. Gets a little foot tangled up. Ball's going to get spotted back here. Kind of surprised the referee didn't let that go on advantage there to see where he would have gone with that. Spots the ball up, looking for the You have to give a guy 10 yards if he asks for it, which is why he's pointing at Heller. Ball sent in there. Gillespie, great hands, just gathers it in so calmly. Punts, get a good push there at the wind. Ball's going to bounce. So it's kind of and ball's still high in the air. Be Geneseo throw. See who's going to, Dave Matty's, he's getting told to wait for his team members to come down there. Pushing people up. Takes this long advance, throws as hard as he can, gets the ball in there. Heller gets a head on it. Hinthorn wheels. It's going to carry wide on him. Good effort by Neal. Good effort by Heller to get a head on there and a crowd of Dixon players. It's an exciting game, well representing high school soccer today. Dixon spots the ball for the goal kick on that 6-yard stripe. And here we go. Ball's underway. Dave Matty gets a head on it. Heller almost gets there. Dixon gets a foot. Dave again gets a head on the ball. It's going to go popping around. Chest trap. Drives the ball up. Dixon has more numbers down there right now. And ball comes through. Great speed on Dixon here. We'll see. Whoa. Walheim gets plowed into. He got injured when Dixon and Geneseo played, got kind of run over. This time he popped back up, and the other time they carried him off. Here we go. Game underway again. Forward goes hard to the ball. It's going to carry off of Dixon last, and be Geneseo throw. Brett gets that ball underway in a hurry. Bleen trying to push that ball so he can keep it in. Goes hard, and it's going to be Dixon throw. So now it's tough to see from this distance, but again, in soccer, the ball has completely crossed the line to be out of bounds or to score a goal. Boy, really surprised that Dixon keeper went out that far. Brett Ford gets there. Ball's going to be Geneseo's. Got subs coming back in. We've got Dolschlager and Steinkoff coming on for Heller and Hinthorn, who both have worked real hard. We've got almost 19 minutes left in this second half. 4-2 lead for Dixon. Matty, great throw. Body's in the air. Dixon's going to clear. And ball's over near the sideline. Phil Doe gets stripped of it by Mooney. It's a good matchup today. Mooney's a very skilled defender, and Phil Doe is a tremendous offensive weapon for Dixon. Quick hard bounce in there, looking for Matty, pushes it past his man. Ball still alive. Oh, I thought he tripped over his own man, but I have to watch the replay. Dixon spots that ball down. Dave kind of taking a chance there, sort of encroaching on that. Ball gets sent back up by Walheim. Dixon gets a head on it. Geneseo going hard to these balls, and he got pushed off that ball. As we talked earlier in the broadcast, you own the vertical space. Dixon kind of holding everybody in offside position. Ball breaks. Dolschlager and Matty collide. Dolschlager is holding his thigh. And again, ball gets spotted down there, and Mooney's going to send that ball in deep. Oh, Dixon gets a head on it, and almost hoping for an own goal there. Coaches are encouraging their players to play this hard. At Walheim, got a lot of pressure. Oh, tough break there. Phil Doe trying to beat Mooney. Mooney delaying him. Gets a foot on the ball. Drop back here. Dixon looking for the outside option. And see if he can cross that. Deflected very well by Coble. Sends it up the sideline. Steinkoff doesn't get there first. Dixon does. Ball's going to be a goal kick. Webb for Dixon ready to come on. He's a very skilled player for them, one of their captains. He's coming on to take one of the defensive positions where I think he played earlier in the game. He's got great speed and power, and he's going to try to solidify that. Match up with Steinkoff, who also has great speed. Maddie, Conrad drops back for Maddie. Powers this up, looking for Dolschlager. Ball's loose. A lot of bodies cutting through there. Dixon comes out of there, is going to transition that field. Colby lost his footing. Dixon kept it in. Brett Ford looking to get that ladder passing to Colby. Ball carries back. Good communication by Dixon. Traps that ball. Kretschmar looking for Steinkoff. Steinkoff gets powered through by a Dixon player. And it's going to be called Dixon's direction here. Throw-in is what they were calling for. Dixon thought as well as I did it was going to be called for a free kick. Coble, good defensive header there as Dixon tries to drive the corner. Looking for the drop back here, working back and forth. Coble with his height goes up. Good call by the referee. Again, Dixon came underneath Coble, and Lance is not getting up very fast. Here we go. Again, this referee tends to let a lot of contact play. These guys have played under him during the season. Brett Ford drives that ball very well. Body trap by Dixon. Pressure by Conrad. Dixon's going to transition on the diagonal dribble. Nobody pick up number 18 out there. Called offsides. Time stopped. Side referees calling the center referee over here for a consultation. Kind of wondering if he's seen a lot of body contact pushing.
Gentlemen, sub in.
And looks like we've got a yellow card coming out for inappropriate language. Job coming on for Coble. These guys see if they can pull things together here. We got a 4-2 game. Dixon on top. We've got almost 15 minutes left. Time stops when a card is assessed. And when the card's assessed, Dixon also has the option of making a substitution at that time. And the referee talking to both players to kind of try to gain control of this, keep everybody's energy directed towards the game. A little free kick there, kind of like in hockey there. Ball gets sent off. Kretschmar sends that ball up. It's in a good position here. Dolschlager goes hard to pressure the man. Good effort by Dolschlager. Hustle down there, makes Dixon have to take that dump off move to the outside. Garrick Wayne comes in for Ford. And we get ready to get underway. Dave takes a long run up, great long throw here. Dolschlager gets a head on it, ball bounces. And Dixon punts this ball out. It's going to hang in the wind. Garrick Wayne under there. Going to send this outside. Mooney gets a boot under it. It's going to bounce inbounds. Dolschlager works real hard trying to keep it in, but carries out with that wind pushing it from behind there. Good long throw. Doe, nice foot trap there. Looking for that diagonal pass there. Job trying to keep the man from getting the angle on him. Ball gets laid across the front. Gillespie comes in and lays all around on it and grabs it. Nice punt there by Gillespie. Dolschlager sends that towards Steinkoff. Dixon pounds it through the middle. Hinthorn trying to find Dolschlager. Chest trap, nice try for Steinkoff. Kretschmar pounds that up the middle. Hinthorn looking out here for Bleen. Craig trying to get position. Drops it back here for Maddie. Maddie tries to turn, poked out by Dixon. CJ, I think Gillespie might have gotten kind of run over on that last one. He's coming off. He's done a great job. We got Darnell coming in. These guys both play outstanding games, and Geneseo is real lucky to have two quality keepers like that. Ball's back underway there. Maddie working hard, tries to get the cross, hammers it off the Dixon defender. Good play by Dixon to get position like that. Dave looking for this long throw here. Directs Dolschlager where he wants him to go. Ball goes up, Steinkoff gets a body on it. A lot of Dixon bodies go down. Ball kind of floats in that wind and gives a lot of time for players to converge on that. Again, Dixon with a 4-2 lead, and we've got 11:45 left in the contest. If by some chance this game ends up getting tied in the next 11.5 minutes, we play a 10-minute golden goal overtime. Maddie gets a head on it. Doe breaks through. Sees Geneseo has numbers, drops it back nicely. Dixon looking to get their combination passing going. Kretschmar going to turn toward the outside. Cuts it nicely. Job, nice touch pass to Hinthorn. Back to Job. Oh, gets a tough break there as he tries to keep it in bounds. Broke off for Dixon, getting ready to throw this ball in. Ball sent up. Ball comes through the middle. And here we go. Dixon trying to get combinations, giving direction to each other, push the ball up hard. Darnell leaves the goal. And, oh, nice job by the defenders helping out our goalkeeper, getting that out of there. I try to keep this game close. Ball bounces through. Dolschlager giving chase. Keeper's got to play with his feet. Well placed by the Dixon keeper. Mooney takes a power shot, and it's going to carry out of bounds. Dixon goes for the simple drop back move there. Going to try to make Geneseo get pressure on him. Mooney goes hard to the ball. Hinthorn is looking to hit Job on the far side. Makes a nice try, but carries out of bounds on him. Dixon looking to get the throw in. Job steps in, carries out of bounds on him. Again, Dixon, nice little chop move there. Job sends it back. Steinkoff. Combination there. And Mooney sends this ball upside, carries over his head. See if we can get some pressure here. Dixon gets a chance to gather that up. Job trapped. Ball gets left. Sent up there nicely. Dixon has a chance to. It's going to be sort of that time. We got 9 minutes left. Dixon trying to get the last goal to get that 3-goal margin, and Geneseo trying to earn something to keep him in the contest here. Got Heller and Conrad coming back on. Bleen's coming off, and Dave Maddie, I believe, is coming off for a while. These guys have put up a good contest today. They do miss Archie Williams, who, not sure why, but He's not in the contest today, so he's on crutches on the sideline. Dixon goes very hard for that ball. Garrick Wayne sends that ball up. Dixon goes hard in there. Garrick Wayne tries to shield man. Play on by the center referee. Job going hard. Dixon sends that over into the spectators. Dolschlager looking to get rolling here. Dixon, a little touch pass outside, sends that ball back up. Mooney gets a tough break there. Phil Doe busts through on him, see if he's going to go one-on-one on Walheim. This breaks through. Darnell, good position by Darnell goes off the post. Good shot by Phil Doe. Phil is down on his knees. I'm not sure if he's hurt himself. Nope, looks like he's getting up.
What were you doing? Okay, come on. I thought he was subbing in.
Phil Doe gets pulled off. Dixon's game rides on his back, so it's probably not a bad move for them with 7:09 left to pull him out and save him for Tuesday. Dixon comes hard. Dolschlager works real hard to get to that ball. Little push shot there by Dixon. And here we go. Going to spot that ball up. We've got 6.5 minutes left in this contest. Garrick Wayne's going to try to pound this ball out. Ball comes up hard. Heller gets to it first. Steinkoff gets a foot on it. Good play by Dixon to work that through there. Ball gets fed up outside. Walheim comes across to it. Feed to Job. Dixon gets a foot in there. Comes in hard. Dixon player upset by how Job came in, but he got the ball. That's why it's not a card. Spot the ball down. Clock continues to run here. Get a direct kick for Dixon. Got the 3-man wall for Geneseo guarding the near post. 4-man wall. Little deflection move. Runs into the goalkeeper, and when that goalkeeper's inside that 6-yard box, he's kind of like Cinderella down there. You can't touch him. Garrick Wayne gets ready to send this ball out. Something's going to happen in a hurry for Geneseo as we have 5 minutes left in this contest. Dixon, a good header there. Mooney goes hard over here to the ball. Cuts his man back and forth. Good work by Dixon to work through that. Walheim working hard. Ball gets centered by Dixon. Dixon keeps it alive. Good precision passing by Dixon. Walheim comes across. Garrick Wayne sends that out. We'll see our first corner kick in a while. The defending team sends it over the end line, so they get a corner kick. Dixon spot that ball up inside that 1-yard arc in the far corner of the field. Get positions and players there. Dixon's keeping some players back on defense here. They normally pack a few more in the box. Well placed. Good job. Ball's popped loose. Garrick Wayne gets a head on it. Dixon turns, wheels, stops, sends it out nicely there by Mooney. Lots of traffic through the center there. Dolschlager trying to cut the angle. Works through the ball. Does a nice job of nice defensive work there by Dolschlager. Turns that ball, turns it into a throw-in situation. Dixon gets throw in. Geneseo has 3 players waiting to come in. Ball's up to center, shot, nicely handled by Darnell. Well shot by Dixon. Nice long punt, see if this thing bounces through. Steinkoff might have a chance. Goes hard to the ball. Conrad, nice job looking for Dolschlager. Pushes that ball up to the outside, trying to cut the ball back into the middle. Heller going hard to the ball. Dolschlager trying to keep pressure on him. Hinthorn gets there. Dixon sends that ball out. Kretschmar trying to come around and get the ball. Walheim gets a good header to keep that ball on the attack. Job goes hard. Job pushing through there. Drop back move by Dixon, well played. Ball's going to stay in bounds. Job comes back. Time stoppage. And seeing here what's going to go on here. Number 15 complaining and kind of pull us out, reaching for the card. 15 draws a yellow, and I believe that's red for him now. That's red, and he'll no card. Oh, not it. Editorial opinion here, but the man deserves the card. It's going to make it tougher, easier for Dixon next Tuesday. That's he should have drawn the card, and Dixon should have had to play without the man next Tuesday. It's referee's discretion, but
Bobo Green and Conrad off for Geneseo. Joel on for Dixon.
and we have blood. Blood.
You got blood on your knee. Don't even play game. Thank you. Go. Get a sub in. Go, Joe.
The rule on any sport, for any sport here, is you have open blood. You have to come off the field. Job had blood on his knee. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. Geneseo, big mountain to climb here if we're trying to get back into this contest. It can happen, but it would be tough. Dave Matty's going to power this ball down there. Coble sends that ball nicely across the field. Heller goes up for it. Craig Blaine going hard to it. It's going to get muscled off the ball by Dixon. Ball carries out of bounds. Joe back on the field. Steinkoff comes back on. Got minute 55 left as the ball comes in. Brandon Heller goes hard trying to get the cross, and it's going to go off Dixon. Corner kick. Going to have to hustle up here, try to get this corner in here as quickly as possible. Corner kick.
One more, Neil, get it!
Oh, going for the throw in. And Gary Quayne pops that ball. Oh, that'll be corner. Keeper wasn't sure where it's going. He put a hand on it. We got that quick corner kick, and we've got a minute 15 to go. Neil Hinthorn is going to enter this ball in. Geneseo packs things up in there. And Hinthorn drives that ball in, bounces off the keeper's chest. Dixon sends that ball up like they should. And Dave Matty collects it, gets a tough break, gets another chance. Kretschmar going to go through there. Gary Quayne sends that up for Heller. Geneseo trying to make a last push here. Ball gets thrown in there. Ball's down there loose. Heller heads back towards their keeper, and he keeps it in bounds. We're down to the final 30 seconds of this contest. It was a great contest for both teams. A lot of contact. Both teams represent our conference really well. Going to wish Dixon good luck as they move on to Tuesday's Super Sectional and see if they can break through and make it on to the Elite Eight next Friday and Saturday in Naperville. Great season by the Geneseo boys. They're going to finish at 13-6-5, and that's the end of our contest. Super season. We appreciate Channel 50 and all its sponsors helping us bring these games. These guys should hold their heads high. They've played a good, tough game. Dixon should be proud of their program. They've had soccer since 1983, and they've done a really good job. Like to appreciate the high school and the community for all their support, and we'll look for you in the girls season starting in late March.
This Geneseo Channel 50 telecast is sponsored in part by Brian Garnett, Mike Hamer, and Eric Goff of A.G. Edwards, Alexander Lumber and Home Center, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Becker & Becker Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Central Bank, Geneseo, Co-op Decorating Center, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Insurance and Financial Services, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Tom and Doug Curran of Edward Jones, Geneseo Banking Center, Geneseo Municipal Electric Utility, Geneseo Telephone Company, Goodrich Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Tech Center, La Roma Pizza, Iron Kettle Restaurant, and Sam's Ultimate Car Wash and Laundromat. Mediacom, Northside Rexall Drugs, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Chevy, Olds. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this Geneseo Channel 50 telecast.
At the plate is Ian Matthews. Runners at first and third, one out, top of the seventh. The Huskies from Oak Park River Forest trailing 5-1.
Ian Matthews in right field. He's pitched 8 innings in this game on the hill with both Husky victories. His way to contribute right now is with that aluminum in hand.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the seventh.
Haley and Pittman talking to each other, getting their stuff together. Double play depth. They're reminding each other, make sure of 1 out. Don't try to hurry anything.
Center field, will it stay up long enough? Yes. Perkins makes the catch, out number 2. Ryan will come in to score. It's a 5-2 game. This one did not find a hole. Hit dead center field. Perkins, part of the solid defense, a little bit of a hop there at the end. And now the Huskies down to their final out.
And the Boilermakers, every time Kyle Arthur toes the hill, are 1 pitch away from a mega celebration 60 feet away from home plate.
Young, senior second baseman. A little low. Young 6 for 6 coming into this game. He's 0 for 2 here tonight.
Somewhat surprised Ben Martin continues to hold the runner on first base. I thought he might be playing behind, just play the hitter.
To right field. Greenlee retreats. And Bradley Bourbonnais has won their first state baseball championship. Let the celebrations begin in Bradley and in Bourbonnais and here in Geneva.
Fireworks on the horizon right there as Bradley Bourbonnais celebrates home plate. Their fans on the dugout at third base. Greenlee squeezed that ball, and maybe some justification there. The sophomore pitcher throws an 85-pitch complete game after throwing a victory yesterday. And the senior that's going to the Military Academy at West Point squeezes the ball for the last out. And emotion reigns here at the Elf in Geneva, Illinois.
A lot more coming up here on the IHSA television network, but there are your state champions, the Boilermakers from Bradley Bourbonnais.
Is your old Freon dependent air conditioner losing its cool? Well, maybe it's time to wave goodbye and let Carrier and Becker show you how to stay cool and comfortable with the new Puron air conditioner. Puron refrigerant from Carrier is an environmentally friendly replacement for the current ozone-attacking Freons used in most air conditioners. With Carrier, efficiency is high and the noise is low, and you'll be cool and comfortable while you help protect the environment. Call Becker and Becker today for a quote on updating to Puron.
In any baseball game, sometimes that last out is the most difficult out. But the easiest play in baseball is to catch the fly ball, and that's what Wade Greenlee did, and the Boilermakers claim their first state championship. And Mark, you talked earlier how ironic it is. The sophomore makes the pitch, and the senior who won 17 games this year makes that catch.
Well, Greenlee, we talked about at the top, he's not known for his hitting, but he's a leader. 17 wins on the mound, and he gets to squeeze a last lazy fly ball. Not too many hard hacks against the sophomore Kyle Arthur, who goes the distance, picking up his second win of the tournament. Just 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, no bases on balls, and an 85-pitch complete game state championship. And what can he do to top that with a couple years to go?
Well, this guy's spoiled. As we said, he won the 8th grade championship 2 years ago, and now he comes and wins a high school championship. But it's interesting because after the semifinals, we asked each of these coaches, who's going to go on the mound for you? Who's going to do it for you? Neither coach really knew. But I think in the back of their minds, Mike Mulligan knew that his sophomore could come out and do it, and my, what a wise choice that was.
Well, you know, coaches want to waver sometime. They want to hold back sometime and not throw their deck of cards on the table. But Kyle Arthur stepped up. He really had great mix of his pitches, great command of his pitches.
And the Oak Park River Forest Huskies, maybe they were not expected to be here, but they hold that second place trophy high above their heads with pride. They came from behind twice in the quarterfinals and again in the semifinals to get to this very point. But the big trophy, the biggest of them all, will go to the Boilermakers from Bradley Bourbonnais, maybe the most unlikely state champion we've had in years.
Well, they got the job done when the job needed to be done. They put on a hitting clinic here. You know, it wasn't like the Galesburg numbers with the 20 runs or so, but they put on a hitting clinic. 30 hits in 3 ball games, and there is emotion running abundant. Tears on the far side, tears of joy on the near side, and we saw Mike Mulligan be very, very emotional this afternoon. What a great victory this is, that his eyes are welled up right now. Mike Mulligan and his family around us. What a great job, his entire family. Coach, congratulations.
Nice going, man. Nice going, Michael.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
You were down here, maybe the most emotional guy around, and this was starting on Friday, Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday night. What's it feel like right now?
I'm like drained. I'm telling you, it's not going to hit me, I know, for a long time, but it's such a, I feel so good for the kids and for the fans and for the school, the high school. I mean, there's people here just great. They came out a long way, and my family here is, such a drain on them with me being gone all the time. And, it's really hard on them and my wife. And, it's just unbelievable.
I tell you what, you played baseball on Wednesday, you played on Friday, you played 2 on Saturday. You want to play some more ball right now?
I probably want to go to bed for a while right now, but these kids, I'll tell you what, these guys out here would probably want to go out and play another game right now because they're that type of kids.
Mike, the road that you had to travel to get here, maybe the toughest of them all, not necessarily just in terms of opponents, but what you had to go through mentally. You did not play a sectional championship game on Monday. You had to wait till Wednesday. You were afraid at one point that the berth here in the Elite Eight could come down to a coin flip, and now 3 days later, you're state champs.
Well, my wife will tell you she's ready to kick me out of the house because I was pacing in the house. It was raining. I couldn't do a thing. I couldn't practice. I couldn't do anything, and I'm glad he did. Olivet Nazarene College came through with their field. Dick Carley came through and helped working on Dixie, the old head coach that retired, and I learned so much from him, and it's just unbelievable.
Mike, Kyle Arthur, you're going to tell me that you had confidence in him, but how can you possibly conceive before this tournament that you're going to get the kind of performances that you did out of him these past 2 days?
The type of kid he is. He wanted the ball. Wade did everything he could, and Kyle wanted the ball, and
They just announced Kyle Arthur in the background is all tournament.
And he deserves it because, I wasn't going to take him out. We were talking about maybe bringing Wade in, but Kyle earned to stay out there, and he deserved it, and I knew he'd get that last out. And it was very fitting Wade caught it.
There is a moment in every team season, every championship team season, I think, that you think, you know what, we can do this. When did that moment hit you?
I'll be honest with you, in the beginning of the year, even though we were 1-4 at first, then we were 6-6 for a while there. But after that point, I knew we could do it all along. It was tearing me up when we were losing because I knew these kids were winners and I knew they would battle. And they finally started believing in themselves. They just started coming through, and we never looked back.
You are the winner, the #1 winner. Go enjoy your state championship. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the coverage.
Sure thing. Mike Mulligan, the head coach at Bradley Bourbonnais, his team is #1 in the state. You stay right there. We've got more coming up here from Elfstrom Stadium right after this.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Earlier today, we gave away a couple of more trophies. First of all, the 4th place trophy being presented to Lyons Township out of LaGrange. The Lions finishing in 4th place in the state of Illinois. They came oh so close as far as working their way through a tough sectional to get down here to Geneva. They parlayed the efforts of All-Stater Grant Johnson on the mound and at the plate as well to finish 4th. As far as 3rd is concerned, Marist, what a storybook year for them. They finished 3rd, coming from behind in the 3rd place game to win it in extra innings. In fact, had they not won it in extra innings, that game would have been declared a tie, and we would have had ourselves co-3rd place winners. Well, we wrap things up here in Geneva with the voice of the IHSA Sports Report. That's Lanny Slevin. And Lanny, what a great way to close out the entire IHSA sports season.
Well, it's just been a fabulous year all the way around, and this Bradley Bourbonnais team, a great surprise to many of us, I think. You don't expect some of those suburban teams or maybe somebody to slip in from the south, but Bradley B comes in, gets their first ever state championship in baseball. ball, and it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of guys. I'm just thinking, after covering sports for 30 years around this state, it never loses its magic. It never loses its excitement or its luster. And just being down here with this group today is kind of symbolic of the whole thing. It's just great. And how about the wonderful attendance this year? I mean, they set some attendance records here at Elstrom Stadium in Geneva. So I guess the folks out there that have not been to this place should make it a point to be here in 2002.
You followed all the sports all year long. This is the finale of the year. Is it one of the best athletic years in IHSA history?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think that we've seen things happen, you know, the surprise in boys basketball, for example, and you know, Thornwood going down, and nobody expected that. There were some football teams that came through. Girls sports is huge right now in Illinois, and every year we see more, particularly in volleyball and basketball. You know, girls soccer and boys volleyball and all of those sports we think of as a little bit less. The track and field season was outstanding this year, guys. We had a chance to be in Charleston both weekends for the finals there, so I see IHSA is in good shape in sports.
Well, Lanny, rest up. We will see you again in the fall.
You sure will.
All right.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Lanny Slevin, Illinois High School Sports Report. And, you know, Mark, we here and we wrap things up as far as concerned here as the IHSA Television Network. What a great year it has been for this, the first year venture for the IHSA Television Network. We brought all the championships to everybody.
A lot of fun, a lot of excitement. You cannot beat high school athletics. You can't beat high school athletics in a great state of Illinois.
As far as baseball is concerned, Lanny talked about it. We've talked about it through the course of this broadcast. We didn't expect Bradley Bourbonnais to be here, but guess what, folks? They are the state champions. For my partner, Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Thank you so much for joining us here for the boys AA State Baseball Championships. Congratulations to the Bradley Bourbonnais Boilermakers, and we will see you again in the fall right here on the IHSA Television Network. So long, everybody. This guy. Look at this guy. How tall do you think this guy is right here?
Josh Perkins, how does a body your size put a charge in a baseball the way that you do? You are just a joy to watch when you throw your hands.
A lot of hard work, a lot of time in the weight room, and it came through.
They want to see you, man. All right. Earlier today, you popped one off the, in effect, upper deck in right field. How big was this home run tonight in the second inning? You picked up 2 runs in that first inning, and then you just unloaded on one. How big was that to give you the 3-run lead?
It helped set the tone for the rest of the game. Everybody else followed through, and everything turned out great.
As far as this team, you hit in the 8th spot. What are you doing hitting down in the 8th part of the yard? You're a 340 hitter. You lead the team in home runs. What are you doing down there?
I'm small. They won't expect it out of me. So what I do is they don't expect it, and I just pull through.
And you know what? Isn't that the story of your team this year? People didn't expect this. Nobody would have expected you guys standing here. Did you expect it?
Well, a 1-4
honestly, no.
A 1-4 start kind of got me worried, but when we started winning, it was great. We knew we had a chance, and we pulled through.
I asked Coach Mulligan if there was a point in the season. I'll ask you the same thing, because I think sometimes the players have just a little bit better feel. Was there one point in a year where you said, you know what, I think this team is good enough to be a state champion?
Well, that 10-11 win streak, that set it all off. We knew right from there that we could pull through and win state, and that's what we did.
Well, you're a champion. Josh Perkins, home run hero, if you will, the Bradley Boilermakers. Congratulations, Josh. Go enjoy the rest of the evening.
Dave, I have another champion to my right. This is no other than Wade Greenlee. And Wade, congratulations. And why don't you show us what you have there?
Hey, we got a state trophy, baby.
You know, you're known as a pitcher. 17 wins, which is absolutely unheard of. Thought you played right field. how'd it feel to squeeze that last one?
Oh, of course it felt great. It felt awesome for all of us. Happy for Kyle. He's a hell of a pitcher. He's a great pitcher. He could have been there all the way through doing the same thing he did in the last 2 games in this tournament. He's a great pitcher. He's only a sophomore. He's got a long road ahead of him. This is great. This is school history here. This is great.
Now you told us that you're going to West Point. You want to play football. Obviously, you're a great student, a great student athlete. But 17 wins. You're going to rethink about going on the hill once again.
I've had a few second thoughts, but I made my decision. I'm going out to West Point. I'm going to play football. I know baseball could be a backup, but right now I'm going to play football for Army.
Wade, this has been a storybook season, obviously, for you personally. Let's talk about that personally. 17 wins.